First, I want to go back to the first EP and how you came to sign with Distort Entertainment.
Oh, so way back. So
I wasn't even there.
Yeah, Mike wasn't even in the band. So we did the first EP that was basically like a demo to just like have the first 4 songs that we had written like recorded. Mike was still living in Winnipeg. We just kind of like put together the band with like Toronto folks. And it was just more meant, again, even at that time, to just be like a fun band. I was living in Montreal. I wasn't even back in Toronto. Jay, actually, who plays guitar with us now, he helped us record that demo. So Scott and Jay. And then we were toying with the idea of even having 2 guitar players. So we were like, we should get Jay to play guitar. And then, so we made that demo. And then the Distort thing happened because basically Scott, who's playing guitar, he already had a relationship with Greg because Greg wanted to sign his metal band at the Mercy of Inspiration. And so Scott was like, that band isn't doing anything anymore, but this is my new band. And so Greg was like, oh, this band's sick, it sounds like Entombed. And we're like, yes. And so then he saw us play and we had a whole bunch of friends moshing and he was like, okay, sick. And then that was it. And then once we signed that deal, we had to like finish writing a record and doing a bunch of stuff. So that's when I called Mike and was like, do you want to move to Toronto and join the band? He's like, I'll be there next week. And that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Coming up on 20 years, yeah.
Since then, you've signed with several record labels before settling on creating your own. I was wondering what the pros and cons would be if you're comparing something like the Corporate Titan Metal Blade in comparison to going solo.
The pros with doing it yourself is that you're gonna work harder than anyone else. You know, because you care, as long as you care. For us, that's the case. We care a lot about this band. We've always been very hands-on, so it just seemed pretty fitting to do it. I think the cons are that those labels generally have more relationships, you know.
Bigger distribution,
you know, and they can pair your album with another bigger band, you know, in advertising or whatever, and so you can kind of get more looks that way.
Yeah, I definitely think it helps to be, like, we couldn't have done our own label from the start. Like, I think for us, like, having it be, like, our 6th and 7th records, like, we had already gotten so much help from so many of the labels that we worked with, so that now, when it comes to, like, getting a distributor or getting into stores, like, people already have, you know, Cancer Breaths records and, like, sales history and stuff like that. So they're like, oh, yeah, you guys are going to put it on another record. Like, I still have DSOL that's, like, selling really good. Or, like, people, you know, bought whatever your record last week, so of course I'll get the new one. So for us, like, doing it solo now, like, is, like, a lot easier.
I noticed with the BSR Discogs page, there was one release that wasn't you guys. It was an album in 2024, and I was just wondering how that came to be.
We ended up putting out 2 records. So we did the Diner Drugs EP.
Was that the split?
We've done 3 records. We've done Diner Drugs EP. It's called 42. We did 1,000 Knives.
Yeah, we put out the 1,000 Knives record, and then we just put out. Oh yeah, so you were saying 2024. I was thinking we did 2 in 2023, and we just put out another one in 2024.
Yeah, this band called Fearbirds.
Yeah, we're from Vancouver.
Yeah, Fearbirds might be the only one on Discogs because it's the only one that actually came out physically.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, because the other ones were digital. And it was more just that we could help our friends put out records and, like, help them to get, like, playlisted and stuff. Whereas Fearbirds, that just makes us look cool because they were the ones who pressed it on vinyl. We just, like, helped them, like, kind of get it into stores and stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you get to cash in on that.
We kind of more just use, like, Bat Skull as, like, if we can help any of our friends in any way. Especially where for, like, new bands it's tough to get, like, a label, you know, to kind of, like, have some interest to, like, help, just because labels are already really busy.
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, we can.
We have a built-in distribution deal through New Damage and Dynamite Records, so it just kind of we just tell them, hey, we're going to do this, and they put it up through their platforms and stuff, so it gets the same distribution, that a Bats record would.